Frankenstein review. I'm also gonna do some hammer curls. So Frankenstein is the newest movie from Guillermo del Toro. And Frankenstein's one of those things that's been adapted probably more than almost anything else. Everyone knows the story of Frankenstein generally and his creation. The movie's cast is super stacked with Oscar Isaac as Victor Frankenstein and Jacob Elordi as the creature with an insane supporting cast. The movie follows Victor Frankenstein recounting his story as he has just been picked up by this crew in the Arctic who is being chased by his creature. And the movie starts off showing us the creature in this super menacing, scary way. It's kind of how you would imagine Frankenstein's monster in most of the stories, you know, he's this monster, the creature. Huge, it's Jacob Elordi, he's got a huge frame. The first probably hour of the movie is Victor Frankenstein recounting everything that led to his point, his upbringing, his creation of the creature, everything, what went wrong. And the second half is from the creature's perspective. And storyline wise, it's pretty normal for a Frankenstein story. And we see Victor Frankenstein, the man who becomes obsessed with defeating death, creating his creation, and falling deeper and deeper into this insanity, and keeps spiraling deeper into the depths of his own ego and desperation even to create this thing. And when he's finally successful, he starts off super tender, and he actually seems like he could be a good father to this creature. But he turns his back on it so quickly when it doesn't show the intelligence he's hoping for, when it doesn't see any types of growth. And then he reverts to this super abusive parenting style that his father used against him. So you see the parallels there. And then just turns his back on everything, his creation, everything he built up, he just leaves it all. And this is where we get to the typical Frankenstein where Victor Frankenstein is really the monster and the creature is the human one. And this is where we swap over to the creature's perspective. And Jacob Elordi, honestly, impeccable performance. And I haven't really mentioned yet, but the makeup and the practical effects in this movie were astonishing. I reckon they will get Oscars for this, for sure. At least for something like makeup, something like that, they have to. The look was amazing, especially before the creature kind of develops intelligence. You see a lot of acting through the eyes, and it's just, you feel like it's a child, but it's not, but it is. When you see it finally escape kind of the hell it's been bound to, and it makes it out, you see the whole like wondrous look in its eyes whenever it discovers something new, a new creature, a new plant. It's quite wondrous. I felt a sense of wonder from the creature. And it's this old blind man that shows him kindness that really allows him to thrive into becoming a person and kind of questioning his own existence and why he is what he is. And that's what leads him to going back to find Victor Frankenstein, because he's realized he's also immortal because he just heals everything. So at this point, he kind of figures the only way he can get through this pitiful existence is if Frankenstein creates him a partner. And when he goes to see him, he wants nothing to do with it. I don't know if he fears what he created, but he's not gonna do it. And that's where we kind of get to the whole climax of the movie, where it started off because it was given in that recount format. And although it kind of rehashed the same ideas and story that other Frankenstein retellings have done, I feel like this did it in probably the best way I've seen. The way it made me feel for the creature and even sympathize with Victor Frankenstein throughout his madness and power. The relationships formed between the different characters, which I haven't even mentioned all of them, especially Mia Goth's character, who was pretty fantastic. I hope Oscar or Jacob wins something for this. I just thought they were super good. They really sold the performances. Without those performances, the movie wouldn't be anywhere as good. It'd still be good. Like, especially a lot of the dialogue choices, like there's a lot of fire lines, like it's more miraculous that you would listen than it was for me to speak. It's something like that. And while these ideas aren't new, they presented in such a way that it really connected with me, really had me thinking. So what if I'm the monster that's been here all along? See, I know a movie's good when I'm kind of just sat here thinking, staring into the sky, and just thinking. And that's what this movie's had me doing. With that being said, to give a TLDR, fantastic performances, fantastic practical effects, really well done storytelling and showing dynamics of characters. I didn't even mention it, but there's a lot of different artistic imagery from famous artworks throughout this movie, which I kind of added to that sense of discovery and wonder from the creature. But I highly recommend Frankenstein. And I do think this might be the new way to see the story. So especially if you haven't seen a Frankenstein story before, this is the one. This is the one. This puts the Frank into my Stein. What does that mean? And with that said, Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein gets 9.2. I implore you to watch this film. I implore you to watch this film.